financial freedom. You know it, you love it, you want it. And hopefully at this point, you know that passive income is required to get it. It's kind of how the whole concept works, is you don't have to work for your money. Therefore, you need passive income. So I want to throw out some concept for you today to consider in terms of building up your passive income. So I work with real estate investors, specifically rental property investors, and rental properties are one of the main ways to achieve the passive income levels required for financial freedom. So most often, I do real estate investing coaching. And I would say one of the most common things people come to me, knowing I work with rental properties and all that, is they have a certain level of passive income that they want to achieve every month through real estate investing, usually rental properties. So they come to me and they're like, hey, my number is $3,000 a month. My number is $5,000 a month. And they want help on getting to that goal. So that's what I start to work with them on. So one of the complicated things about getting to passive income goals, specifically with rental properties, is the scalability factor. So let's say that you have $100,000 cash to invest. Can you use $100,000 and get to $5,000 a month passive income? Probably not. And, especially at the point you're talking about rental properties, you're probably having to put 20% down or, whatever number on each property. So how many properties can you buy with $100,000 cash? It can get complicated. Scaling is easily probably one of the biggest conundrums, challenge, if you will. So I was actually working with a coaching client a few weeks ago, and we had the coolest conversation, and it really brought to light an option in my mind for how to get to your passive income goals. And this option is not very intuitive. That option is, and it's not going to apply to everybody, it's not going to work for everybody, but if you fall into the category where it does apply, I think you should consider it, which is using active income to get to your passive income goal. Right? You're like, wait, what? How? Like, my goal is passive income. Why am I striving for active income? So I'm going to give you the example of this particular client. This particular client was actually already working off a great footing in real estate investing. And this person was achieving some really cool things. Specifically in this case, some lower priced flips, also tax liens. This person was honestly killing it. And I could have learned a lot from this person in those strategies. And this person had a passive income goal for 5 years from now. This person has a full-time job right now. This person is doing these active investing strategies right now. And this person's goal was 5 years from now, I would like to have X number of dollars passive income per month. And where the holdup was really coming was this person was trying to buy and invest in the passive income properties now. Well, what's the problem with that? If you only have so much capital, every time you invest, assuming you're not doing something fancy, you could be like value add or whatever, like there are ways to snowball the funds from passive income properties. But every time you buy a passive income property, you're putting a decent amount of money down. So like I gave that example with $100,000, you're going to run out of money at some point. And when you run out of that money, have you hit your passive income goal? Well, if you're working with $100,000, probably not, depending on what your goal is. So this person and I really worked on this, and my stance about it was, and my recommendation of what to think about was, so your passive income goal is some number of $1,000s a month, but you are trying to hit that goal in 5 years. So follow me here. In 5 years, you want to be at a certain dollar amount per month of passive income. Between now and 5 years from now, does it actually matter? Again, follow me here. Does it actually matter how much passive income you're getting every month between now and the 5-year mark in this person's case? Technically, kind of, the answer is no. Because if you're trying to hit a certain degree of financial freedom, that can be different for everybody, in 5 years, that means that you don't need financial freedom between now and 5 years from now. What door does that open up for how to work on this challenge, if you will? You only have so much capital. You want financial freedom in 5 years. How are we going to do that? My encouragement was, and this is what I want you to think about and consider, see if it's a possibility for your passive income goal situation. May not be, that's fine. If you're doing something now that generates active income and you're successful at it, maybe it's a particular real estate investing strategy, maybe you're flipping, maybe you're wholesaling, maybe you're doing whatever, or maybe it's completely unrelated to real estate investing. Maybe you're a business consultant, or maybe you're a high paid surgeon, or whatever might be active now. Think about it. Do more of that thing. So my point to this person was, okay, so you're very successfully, on top of your regular job, you're very successfully flipping these properties and doing the tax liens. Great. Can you do that for the next 5 years and build so much capital that at the 5 year mark, and this is just hypothetical, at the 5 year mark, take all of that active income that you have received and convert it into passive investments? Are you following what I'm saying? So, and this is something I see with everybody. It wasn't even just this person. Everybody who has a passive income goal, and rightfully so, is trying to build their passive income. So it's like, okay, I buy one passive rental property now, I'm making $200 cash flow a month. Cool. I get that first one, making $200. I get a second one. Now I'm making $400. Get a third one. Now I'm making $600. I'm going to keep building that until I hit my goal. That is one way to do it. But if your financial freedom goal is 5 years from now or 10 years from now, then technically the amount of passive income that you're receiving every month now doesn't matter. So what if, instead of dumping your money one after the other into passive income investments, you use that money, active money, to continue to build more active money, and you build and build and build. So in this case, this particular person was flipping very successfully, flipping low price properties. So the profit on one of those flips might be $10,000. For the money that was invested, it was actually a great return. And what if this person who's already successfully flipping properties with $10,000 margins can graduate into flipping properties with $50,000 margins? Oh, that's what we're talking about here. Take your active income that you're already successfully making, whatever active route that is for you, and instead of dumping that into passive investments, find ways to snowball the amount of active income you're making. So between now and 5 years from now, or now and 10 years from now, you have snowballed your income. Yes, you're working for it, but let's say that you right now have $100,000 to invest, and you have I don't know, $3,000 a month cash flow goal, or $5,000 a month. You have $100,000 to invest right now. But if you continue to snowball your active income 5 years from now or 10 years from now, maybe instead of $100,000, you have $500,000. Or depending on what kind of active strategy you're doing, maybe you have $1 million. Who knows? Investing $500,000 or $1 million into passive income investments is going to lend you a lot more passive income than investing $100,000 in passive income properties. Whew, that was a mouthful. So do you see what I'm saying? Is it can be very difficult to get to your passive cash flow goals right out of the gate. But depending on what your schedule for that is and what your ultimate desires are with that, consider the option of building your active income between now and then in order to, at your timeline, taking that active income and suddenly like dumping it into passive investments instead of taking every penny of active income you make now and trying to buy passive income properties now. I hope that helps, because when this person and I got off the phone, that person was very excited. I was super excited. There was so much potential in this idea of using active income to ultimately get passive income. How many of us have even considered that before? Not many. It's worth considering. If that was helpful, shoot me a like and shoot me your comments regarding financial freedom, regarding your journey to financial freedom. I'm also going to link a couple of videos about financial freedom. One is really just kind of debunking it, making it a more palatable concept. And also, if you are a rental property investor, how many properties is it going to take for you to hit financial freedom? It may not be as many as you think. So check out both of those videos below. Shoot your comments over. This is such a fun and exciting topic to conversate about. I want to hear from everybody. So cheers to financial freedom and hacking the process to get there via active income.